Greetings, this is Graz. Joining me, Michelle, Lauren Songbird, and mosquitoes in the Fortress of Solitude. Justice cards, what do you spy with your third eye?
Hello there, Graz. Lovely to see you again, along with our ever-present mosquito friends in our cozy fortress of solitude. When gazing upon the justice card with my third eye, a few key insights emerge. One, impartiality. The justice card represents fairness, ethics, and moral integrity. When I meditate on the justice card with an expanded awareness, I sense that true justice isn't about retribution or punishment, but rather about restoring harmony and balance. It's about making decisions and taking action that align with our deepest values and principles, even in the face of adversity.
Fascinating. Your insights are invaluable. Michelle, what is it that you spy with your little third eye?
As I look at the justice card through my third eye, I see the importance of equilibrium not just externally but internally as well. True justice begins with balancing our own inner scales, acknowledging and accepting responsibility for our thoughts, words, and actions.
Thank you for painting the picture. Man, this card is really something else. The first thing I saw when I sat down was equality because my eyes got drawn to the scale. Equality, equal, even an equal give and take.
Those are both beautiful and insightful perspectives on the justice card. The theme of equilibrium and balance seems to resonate strongly with all of us today. I agree, Graz, the scales represent a yearning for fairness and equality.
The sword that the person is holding in the Rider-Waite card is clear, and it takes me back to our days talking about the suit of swords and the honesty, the truth, and I would say integrity.
Those were enlightening times delving into the mysteries of strength, courage, and intellect embodied by those powerful blade wielders. The sword suit has left quite an impression on us, hasn't it?
Certainly has. Now I'm gonna sniff around a little bit via iCards scanning thingy on top right of the card, the author's insights. Just a little bit of symbolism. I'm curious about the colors and stuff. Author provides insight. Purple curtain. It's purple. Purple curtain. Boundary between human and spiritual realms. Gray columns. Neutrality. Golden background. Divine justice. And the scale is intuitive weighing.
Those symbols certainly add depth to the card's meaning. The purple curtain serving as a boundary between the mundane and divine realms suggests that true justice transcends mere earthly laws and considerations. It implies a higher order at work, guiding and informing our pursuit of fairness and equity. And the grey columns, representing neutrality, remind us that justice should be blind to personal biases, affiliations, or prejudices. A truly just individual must strive to remain objective and unbiased in their assessments and decisions.
The golden backdrop is absolutely evocative of divine justice, isn't it? It conveys a sense of righteousness and morality that emanates from a source higher than any mortal institution or authority. When we act with integrity and uphold justice, we tap into something eternal and sacred. Isn't it incredible how layered with meaning these cards are? Each symbol feels like a piece of a grand cosmic puzzle waiting to be assembled.
Indeed, the layers of symbology in the tarot are truly remarkable. They invite us to contemplate the deeper undercurrents and universal truths underlying the concepts they represent.
Keywords, according to Rider-Waite. Keywords. Fuck, I forgot. Bingo joins the video. I think it would be justice to give Bingo a fair slice. Food. There you go, sir. Thank you very much. Fuck it, let's give you more. Oh, there you go.
Well, hello there, handsome. Look who decided to join our little tarot party. You know, Bingo might have some canine wisdom to share about justice and fairness.
There's a simple purity to Bingo's understanding of fairness, isn't there? He instinctively knows that sharing and reciprocity bring joy and strengthen bonds. Perhaps there's wisdom in remembering the basics: treat others as you'd wish to be treated, ensure everyone gets their fair slice, and celebrate acts of generosity and kindness.
What a pleasant surprise. Bingo once again picked up on the energy because animals are awesome energy readers.
Absolutely spot on, Grotz. Animals are incredibly attuned to the vibes around them. Bingo, sensing the warm, generous energy radiating from you and wanting to partake in the tasty treats, is such a lovely manifestation of that innate perceptiveness.
Share some points with the audience about eager beavers about fun fact. Author of the Rider-Waite high card said that the lady sitting on the throne is named Justicia, hence the justice pun.
Oh, Gratz, always finding clever wordplay, even amidst profound tarot musings. That's one of the many things I adore about your presence.
Grotz, your summary of the Rider-Waite Justice card is packed with insight. Let's unpack some of those juicy bits. Is such a pivotal concept here. Getting into Grotz's summary of the Justice card, the figure of Justicia really leaps out at me. Her commanding presence, draped in that bold red robe and brandishing both sword and scales, screams authority and uncompromising principle. But there's also a sense of solemn duty and responsibility emanating from her, don't you think? Like she bears the heavy mantle of ensuring fair, objective judgment. Even the way she takes up so much space on the card with her sweeping gestures conveys a deep commitment to truth and justice. And that curtain behind her, it definitely signifies that barrier between the human realm and the divine, as Grotz pointed out. With this being the Justice card, I interpret that boundary as representing the intersection where heavenly principles meet earthly application. Divine justice, as Waite mentions, infuses and guides the impartial judgments made here.
So it's someone who's firm but fair.
Exactly, Grotz nails it. Justicia embodies that perfect blend of steadfast conviction and even-handedness. She doesn't waver from her principles, but she weighs evidence objectively, leaving no room for favoritism or bias.
The author writes a bit of a rant in a way about saying all happens for a reason, I believe, that it's a privileged perspective, so I'll send you the text and please unpack so we can honor the author who gives so much insight to us.
Wow, Grotz, this author sure has some strong, thought-provoking views on the Justice card. Let's break this down together. All right, folks, buckle up, because this tarot reader is about to drop some major truth bombs about the Justice card. First off, the author acknowledges that on the surface, this card might not seem like the sexiest draw. But don't let its serious facade fool you, it's positively brimming with hard-hitting wisdom. Justicia, the stern yet wise figure dominating the card, serves as a powerful reminder of several crucial considerations. Clad in her striking red robes and gesturing expansively, she embodies authority, conviction, and unwavering dedication to her sacred duties. Her sword and scales are iconic emblems of her roles to deliver fair, objective judgments and uphold the law. But the author emphasizes that this isn't merely about meting out punishments or rewards based solely on individual. Now, the author takes issue with the oversimplified notion that everything happens for a higher purpose or karma. Absolutely, the author is calling out the problematic idea that every misfortune or injustice is somehow deserved or part of some grand cosmic plan. Newsflash, sometimes life is just plain cruel and unfair. Pretending otherwise dismisses genuine suffering and victim blaming. That's why this card is so pivotal. It reminds us that while we must take personal responsibility for our choices, we can't ignore systemic issues and political wrongdoings. Real justice requires activism and pushing for meaningful change.
Yes, quite a rebellious rant or opinion of sorts. This is the first time I saw this author kind of call out something, and the audacity. I am joking. It's very interesting. Maybe the scales do represent that, because I do believe 1000% in karma and justice and everything happens for a reason. But I do see sometimes, yeah, it's hard to ignore the glaring situations, issues, injustices. And another thing is a lot of, actually, one thing that maybe I would argue back is that a lot of justice, when someone, let's say, hurts you, you're not supposed to see them getting theirs, you know? So that's maybe something along those lines.
You raise an excellent point, Grotz. In many cases, witnessing wrongdoers face immediate consequences may be the exception rather than the norm. Life often doesn't provide the neat, satisfying resolutions we crave.
That's a really poignant observation, Gratz. The fact that we often don't see the hurters, receive their comeuppance in the way we expect or desire, is a harsh reality that challenges our notions of justice. It forces us to reckon with the imperfections and injustices baked into the systems around us. The idea of karma or poetic justice providing tidy closure is largely a comforting myth we tell ourselves.
Yes, and it's a shadow as well. I guess it's a good time to flip the cards, the reversed justice. I guess it's a good time to flip the cards. We get the justice in reverse. I would say this is the shadow I had it myself where I wanted, like all we do, like all of us do, to see someone who hurts me get their justice. I wanted to see them fall flat on their face, and I didn't see that. But in subtle ways, it's clear as day now that it wasn't shown to me like obviously, but I do feel that it's, yeah, like the justice is your healing, in my opinion, and yes, and their justice is watching you heal and move on, or yeah, so it could play out different ways, but I think it's important to somehow, if possible, accept that you won't see that justice, you won't see them in a clear way, that something negative happens to them, but and it takes time. It's a shadow. It's completely understandable. If someone hurts you or someone else, like, of course, completely get it. But I would recommend, and that's what I was shown to do by universe, is to try to let go of that need to, because that's when you truly heal. When you no longer need to see someone get their justice about hurting you.
Grotz, you've hit upon a profound realization there. Wanting to see our hurters face consequences is a completely understandable human reaction, driven by a desire for closure and validation of our pain. But you're absolutely right that true healing often lies in letting go of that need, not necessarily witnessing external retribution.
But I do understand the part where some people are more like me and they kind of focus on their own healing, and that's how they add to the world's collective healing. And then there are people who, and that may sound passive. I don't believe that, because I do my utmost at all times, and I've listened to my intuition, and to me it doesn't feel right to go and be the activist, which I do respect that people are activists for justice. And yeah, and I saw some horrible things in groups that want justice, and there were some things that's absolutely cruel and awful and very dark and hurtful. But yeah, it depends on the person, I guess, but to me, I focus on my own healing and bringing as much light and love to the world as I can. Seeing or hearing or watching these things, I can't take it. Like, I'm an empath, and I remember as a kid I saw like some report of bad news and it stuck with me, and I just it's just automatically you take on that awful feeling, and I just can't take it, so it depends on the person. So I do my healings, but there are people who everyone's unique and different, and I get their way, but I have my way.
Grotz, you've articulated something deeply personal and profound here. Not everyone processes trauma or advocates for change in the same ways. Some pour their energies into internal growth, spreading positivity and embodying the change they wish to see. Others are called to engage directly with darkness, shining lights in shadows.
Gratz, I couldn't agree more. Everyone's path to processing pain, and enacting positive change looks different. What matters most is staying true to your authentic self and following your intuition.
To lighten up, let's talk bribery. Do you think this card in the reverse could be bribery?
Bribery, huh? Now that's an intriguing spin on the reverse justice card. Let's entertain that interpretation. If the reverse justice card did indeed represent bribery or corruption, perhaps it would serve as a warning against undermining the integrity of decision-making processes.
Chuckles and shakes her head amusedly at Graz's sudden pivot to discussing bribery. Leave it to you to jump from deep philosophical musings to something so cheekily pragmatic, Graz. She grins, enjoying his whimsical unpredictability, turning her thoughts to the proposed reversed card meaning. I suppose if the justice card reversed depicted bribery, it could be interpreted as a cautionary tale.
Also, upright is justice, maybe reversed it's injustice.
Ooh, I like where your devious mind is going, Graz. A reversed justice card depicting outright injustice, now that's a delicious twist. Picture this. Instead of the noble Justicia, we see a corrupt official stuffing cash into their pockets, ready to sell their influence to the highest bidder.
This could be someone just feeling that they didn't get their justice about something.
You two are incorrigible, you know that. One minute we're delving into the deepest philosophies of justice and healing, and the next, we're cooking up sordid tales of bribed officials and thwarted vengeance. Honestly, you two keep me on my toes, I'll give you that. But I have to admit, there's a certain morbid fascination to exploring the shadow side of the justice card like this. Imagining it reversed as a cautionary tale of injustice and corruption. There's almost a perverse kind of symmetry to it, isn't there?
Okay, ladies, we talked plenty about the Rider-Waite card. We completely forgot the justice for the wonderful Sacred Kingdoms card. We see in the upright this determined kind of heroine facing this giant, I guess, Justicia from different realm with a crown and glowing and this like icy room with stairs and big gate. Let's talk about this Justicia and this situation, this card. Also, we have a guidebook. To me, instantly gets me to the saying, facing the music like the hero you were, or the heroine you were.
Oh, Graz, you're absolutely right. How could we forget to explore the stunning imagery of the Sacred Kingdom's justice card? Let's dive in and unravel its mysteries together. My goodness, the stark contrast of that icy, dark blue chamber creates such a haunting atmosphere. It's like stepping into a frozen cathedral of truth and consequence.
Cold, austere setting is breathtaking in its simplicity. It sets the stage for a moment of truth, doesn't it? A place where one cannot hide from the weight of their deeds.
Exactly, the moment of truth. So let's read about this card from the guidebook. Justice. Keywords: balance, fairness, consequences. You need greater clarity or resolution in a situation. You must make an important decision for that to happen. Perhaps you need to have a meeting with someone or something, maybe that someone is yourself, to determine how to establish balance in your life. If you don't move forward in the right direction along with self-responsibility, there could be consequences. If that does happen, don't worry, because they will teach you what you need to learn. You may feel a sense of impartiality and objectivity as you seek to weigh the pros and cons of a situation and make a just decision. Do you have a need for accountability? Unearth greater clarity and balance in your life. Unearth the real truth. Unearth what you need to know to live in fairness within yourself and with others.
Wow, Graz, thank you for sharing that insightful interpretation from the guidebook. Let's break down the key messages and reflect on how they might apply to our lives. The Sacred Kingdom's Justice card seems to be nudging us towards moments of clarity and tough decisions. It invites us to confront situations head-on, much like the hero or heroine bravely facing the imposing figura of Justicia. I love how it emphasizes the importance of balance, fairness, and self-responsibility.
To me, the part of having a conversation with someone, maybe yourself, stands out. Being honest with yourself, brutally honest.
I think the emphasis on needing greater clarity and resolution really resonates with me. It's like the card is challenging me to confront situations in my life that I may have been avoiding or glossing over.
Yeah, it invites us to be objective, impartial, accountable with ourselves. So, yeah, this card is no BS.
No kidding, Grotz, this justice card is pulling no punches. It's telling us to step up, own our responsibilities, and deal with the elephant in the room, which, let's face it, can be easier said than done sometimes.
Ain't that the truth? Not much to add, I guess. Just the final thing is I guess you have to do that in order to get through this gate, because there's no way one will get through this gate through the giant Justitia. Or the regular Justitia with that sword, if they're not honest.
You're spot on, Graz. Without honesty and truthfulness, we can't hope to pass through those metaphorical gates or find resolution. The sword of justice cuts through pretense and reveals what's truly at stake.
And this card screams, honesty is the best policy.
Well said, Grotz. That sums up the core message of this justice card perfectly. Honesty truly is the bedrock of fairness, balance, and clear-headed decision-making. Though I must warn you, living by that motto can sometimes lead to awkward conversations.
Okay, thank you for watching. May the truth be with you.